Now, today in this video, we will discuss about dielectrics and a phenomena related to dielectrics known as polarization. What are dielectrics? Dielectrics are the non-conducting substances. You know, in conductors there are free electrons which can move freely inside the conductor. No such free electrons are available inside the dielectric, and no free movement of charges occurs in dielectrics. When a dielectric is placed in an external electric field, a dipole moment is introduced by stretching or orienting the molecules of the dielectric. The collective effect of molecular dipole moment is that net charges appears on the two opposite faces of the dielectric, which establishes an electric field in a direction opposite to that of the applied field. In contrary to conductors, the strength of this electric field is always less than the strength of the applied electric field. In case of conductors, the strength of electric field created by these induced charges exactly cancels out the applied electric field. But this is not so in case of dielectrics. In case of dielectric, the electric field produced by the induced charges reduces the strength of the external electric field inside the dielectric, but never exactly cancels out. Dielectrics are of two types: polar dielectric and non-polar dielectric. Polar dielectric consists of polar molecules. What are polar molecules? Polar molecules are those molecules in which the centers of the positive and negative charges do not coincide with each other. As a result, these molecules possesses permanent dipole moment. Example of polar dielectrics are molecules of HCl, water, ammonia, etc. Non-polar dielectric consists of non-polar molecules. Non-polar molecules are those molecules in which the centers of the positive charge and negative charge coincides with each other. Such molecules do not have any permanent dipole moment. Example is molecules of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. Now we will see the effect of external electric field on the dielectrics. Let us see first in case of non-polar dielectrics. You can see in the diagram, when external field is 0, the centers of positive and negative charges coincides in case of non-polar molecules. When external field is applied, the centers of positive charge gets displaced in the direction of applied field and negative charge gets displaced in a direction opposite to that of applied field. That is, the molecule gets stressed. The displacement of charges continues unless the force exerted on the centers of positive and negative charge by the external field is balanced by the restoring force due to internal fields on the molecules. This induces dipole moment in each molecule, that is, each non-polar molecule acquires induced dipole moment and becomes an induced dipole. The induced dipole moment of different molecules add up, giving a net dipole moment to the dielectric in the direction of external electric field. We say that dielectric is polarized. The situation in which the induced dipole moment is in the direction of field and is proportional to the field strength substances for which this assumption is true are called linear isotropic dielectrics. That is, the substances in which the induced dipole moment is in the direction of the field and is proportional to the field strength are known as linear isotropic dielectrics. Now when a polar dielectric is placed in an external electric field, what happens? Each molecule acquires a permanent induced dipole moment. Because of these dipoles, a field is created inside the dielectric which opposes the applied external field. Now come to non-polar dielectrics. You can see that in case of non-polar molecules, when there is no electric field, no external electric field is applied across the non-polar molecule or non-polar dielectric, the molecular dipoles are oriented randomly. The molecules of the polar dielectric have permanent dipole moment. In absence of any external electric field, the dipole moments of different molecules are randomly oriented due to thermal agitation in material, so that total dipole moment is 0. When an external field is applied, the dipole moment of different molecules tend to align with the field. As a result, there is a net dipole moment in the direction of the field. That is, the dielectric gets polarized. The extent of polarization depends on the relative strength of two mutually opposite factors: the potential energy of the dipole in the external field, which tends to align the dipole with the field; thermal energy of agitation, which tends to randomize the alignment of the molecule. Polar as well as non-polar dielectric develops a net dipole moment in the presence of external electric field. This fact is called polarization of dielectric. Polarization, polarization vector, polarization density, all the terms are same, and it is defined as induced dipole moment per unit volume. For linear isotropic dielectric, polarization vector is directly proportional to field strength. And chi E is the proportionality constant known as electrical susceptibility of the dielectric medium. As soon as dielectric slab is introduced in the external electric field, each of its molecules acquires dipole moment even if they do not have earlier, and dielectric as a whole acquires net dipole moment. We say that dielectric gets polarized. The molecular dipoles align themselves in the direction of the applied external field as shown in the figure. From figure it is quite clear that positive of one dipole sits close to negative of adjacent dipole. As a result, there is no net charge within the dielectric, but charges present on the two opposite faces remains unneutralized. The positive ends of the dipole remains unneutralized at the right face and negative end at the left face. These unbalanced charges are the induced charges due to external field. Hence we can say that polarized dielectric is equivalent to two charged surfaces with induced surface charge densities, say sigma p and minus sigma p. Clearly, the field produced by these induced charges opposes the external field. The total field within the dielectric is thereby reduced. But this electric field due to induced charges never exactly cancels the external field. Now there is a term dielectric constant, which is defined as the ratio of the strength of applied electric field to the strength of the reduced value of electric field. It's called dielectric constant, or it is also known as relative permittivity. There is another term, dielectric strength. When a dielectric is placed in a very high electric field, the outermost electrons may get detached from their parent atoms. The dielectric then behaves like a conductor. This is known as dielectric breakdown. So dielectric strength is the maximum electric field that can be applied to a dielectric without causing the breakdown of its insulating property is called dielectric strength of the material. Or we can say that the maximum electric field which a dielectric can withstand without getting breakdown is known as its dielectric strength.